we're going to solve this quadratic function using the quadratic formula, using the a, b, and c values that we found in the previous example. We can write the quadratic formula down at the top just to help us plug in. So let's sing it to the tune of Pop Goes the Weasel as we learned earlier in the lesson. X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. That quadratic formula is going to be very handy, so now we just plug in our a, b, and c values. So x equals negative b, that's negative 1, plus or minus the square root of b squared, so 1 squared. And I'm going to go ahead and put parentheses around that 1, because if it was a negative value, we want to make sure that we square the negative value and make it a positive value. If you try to put a negative squared into your calculator, it will give you a negative answer because it uses order of operations and does the exponent before the multiplication, treating that negative as a multiplication by negative 1. So we always want to make sure if you're using your calculator, put parentheses around your b. So we've got b squared minus 4ac, so 4 times 6 times negative 2, all over 2a, 2 times 6. Now we go ahead and solve for x using order of operations. So we have x equals negative 1 plus or minus 1 squared is 1. And then I'm going to go ahead and rewrite the minus 4 as plus a negative 4 times 6 times negative 2. All over 2 times 6 is 12. We want to go ahead and figure out what's underneath of that square root first, because that square root acts like parentheses, grouping everything on the inside together. We have some multiplication that we need to do before the addition, and in the multiplication we have two negative values, negative 4 times a positive 6 times a negative 2. Will that come out to a negative answer or a positive answer? Hopefully you said positive, because we have a negative and a negative, that makes a positive, times another positive, giving us a positive. Negative 4 times 6 is negative 24, times negative 2 is positive 48, all over our 12. So then we have negative 1 plus or minus the square root of 49, all over 12. And do you remember what the square root of 49 is? That's right, it's 7. So we have x equals negative 1 plus or minus 7 all over 12. From here, I'm going to go ahead and split this into the two answers that are given by our plus and our minus. We've got negative 1 plus 7 all over 12 and negative 1 minus 7 all over 12. Negative 1 plus 7 is 6 over 12, which is 1/2. And negative 1 minus 7 is negative 8 over 12, which is negative 2/3. Therefore, our two solutions for x are 1/2 and negative 2/3. You can always check your answers by plugging them back into the original quadratic function and making sure that you end up with an answer of 0.